Because when you lose something that special in your life, you are thoroughly shaken. You are completely shaken to your very core, your very foundation. It's like a personal earthquake. And unless God is your rock and your foundation and your hope, there's no hope of surviving that or coming through that. But He's trustworthy and he's true and he's faithful, and he will help you. He will help you get through that.
You know, I think it was C.S. Lewis that once said that after he lost his wife. He said, "No one ever told me that grief so closely resembled fear." Did you find yourself walking through fear, or were you just always in this state of trust and a solid foundation?
No. I said no. I believe I was fearful for the future, fearful of what our family was going to be like. But it was such an amazing experience to be that thoroughly shaken, but not to be destroyed, because there is always hope in Jesus Christ as long as you cling to His promises. And you know, Diane and my daughter, it's made me cling more to His promises, to dive more into the Word, and to claim those promises for myself, and to claim that strength for myself. Yeah.
There's a verse, I know, in losing both of my parents over the last number of years, as you, I couldn't imagine losing a child, but you turn to God's Word for comfort, and you find it there. There's a verse in Isaiah chapter 45 where God says, "I will give you treasures in the darkness, riches stored in secret places." And it's only as you walk through those dark places where you can find those riches and those secrets of God's heart. What are some of the riches you found in this darkness?
Well, and again, if you're not deeply rooted and you know, in God's riches, it's just the hope to trust God, that He's faithful, that He's true, and in the midst of all this, that God is still good. We're His children, and He loves us, and He wants to comfort us and encourage us, and He cries along with us, and He just wants everything for us, and He also puts in place people and things that you need. For example, that book, Heaven is for Real.
Yes.
A friend of mine who was struck by lightning and had a near-death experience, she brought that to us in the fall when we were in such a dark place, and we wanted to know where Jackie was. We wanted to know, and the Bible doesn't tell you a lot about heaven. And that book we knew was pure innocence, because it was a 4-year-old boy who died and went to heaven and came back. And he had no doctrine or theology or preconceived ideas. It was the pure truth. And what he said did line up with which is in Revelations. And it gave us such comfort and encouragement, because we know that Psalm 139:16. All the days ordained for me were written in your book before they came to be. So Diane and Jackie's days were ordained, they were numbered, and they were with God in the beginning, and now they've gone back home.
And that is the hope we have. You know, Donna, is that you know that Jackie had a real, lasting, deep, intimate relationship with Jesus. Tell me about Jackie and her relationship with God.
She knew the Lord. She came to know the Lord at a young age, and I remember with her learning disabilities, learning the 23rd Psalm, and I was so proud of her when she learned that, and I've also committed that to memory. And when she finished memorizing that, she was awarded a little plaque with a little girl, blonde girl that looked so much like her, and she's holding a little lamb. And the little lamb that we placed in her casket looks exactly the same. She had a rough go in high school, I guess, because there was not a lot of, it was a non-Christian high school. And her last, so she didn't have a lot of Christian friends.
But she had a strong
She went to
faith.
youth group. She did. She did trust the Lord, and she she knows that the Lord helped her overcome so many challenges.
And because of that, Faith, you know that you will see her again.
Oh, yeah, she definitely knew the Lord.
And that's the hope that we all have. People who are grieving the loss of a loved one, they know that deep inner-rooted strength of hope, because if that loved one knew the Lord, trusted in God, we will see them again. That's the hope that we all have.
We will.
Yeah. You know, I was telling you earlier, Donna, about a verse in the book of Psalms, chapter 34, where it says that God will heal the brokenhearted.
Oh, yes.
He will rescue those whose spirits have been crushed. How has God healed your broken heart? How is He rescuing you? Because I imagine it's a journey.
He's, as I said, he has put so many things in our path to encourage us. In the beginning, he was encouraging us every day with amazing God coincidences and just. And at one point, we had a miracle with a maple leaf, and where Jackie died. It was just the most incredible story.
Tell me. Okay, so there was a maple leaf.
Yes, a maple leaf that appeared out of. First, it started with a prayer for comfort for divine intervention for Jackie's boyfriend's mom. A maple leaf that appeared out of nowhere with a cross on it. And a tree that was donated, that we had no say in, was planted down by the water, right where Jackie died. And Sean's mom painted this leaf with the cross on it. She gave it to us. There's more to the story than that. But the leaf that she painted and matched the tree that was donated, that we had no say in, that is buried was planted where she's buried, where she died.
Yeah. So it's a maple leaf with a cross. So unusual.
It's a maple leaf with a cross on it. Yeah. And we have a beautiful painting of it, and Jackie's boyfriend's mom, Sean, has since painted several paintings with that special leaf on it.
But that speaks about just the intimacy of God in every detail of our grief journey. He's saying, I'm close to you. I'm going to walk with you. I'm going to carry you through this. Donna, thank you for being with us. Thank you for your courage to share while this is still so fresh. Thank you so much. And I know that you're ministering to people right now who need to have that touch from God as well. Maybe you're walking through a difficult season. I want to remind you the prayer line at the bottom of the screen throughout this hour is there for you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. There will be someone there to answer the call and to pray with you and to help you to connect with the God that loves you so much. He is always there for you no matter what you're going through. Well, stay with us. There's more of 100 Huntley Street to come.